everybody, and welcome back to another InfoSec operator tutorial. In today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to build a basic website using HTML and learning about the HTML language. HTML, as some of you may know, stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This is what you see on the front pages of most all websites, where the website always begins with HTML, CSS, and also has PHP and MySQL for the most part. Now there's other sites that run other languages for different purposes, but the mass majority of social media sites that you use every day, like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all those, they use HTML, CSS, PHP, Python, and definitely MySQL because they save data and users and have registration forms and things like that. But today we're just going to stay with the HTML and see how that works. In order to get started in some HTML programming, we're going to need two things. Open up your favorite web browser and look up Visual Studio Code. This will allow you to create files that the internet or web browser can interpret under different languages, especially being HTML and CSS. Once you have that downloaded, just go ahead and click through on the natural settings or the stock settings and finish that up, and then run it when you are done. The next thing that you need would be XAMPP or WAMP, either or, but I prefer XAMPP. So go ahead and download XAMPP or WAMP if that's what you want, and go through also the stock settings and allow that to finish downloading and go ahead and get that running. Now in this tutorial I'm not going to show you how to bind the two together because I already have a video that shows each of you that. Go ahead and check out that video that I have linked either in the description or on the video that you're watching now, and see how that gets set up. So once you've seen that video and got everything downloaded, what you need to do is have your XAMPP server running. Then go ahead and open your Visual Studio Code editor. So here I already have Visual Studio Code editor. There's nothing that really I'm missing from this. So what you do when you want to start a new file, usually it comes with a file on like how to use it, or some sort of explanation that came with it. And you just go ahead and hit the X in the top right corner of that tab out of it, and then you go to File. You want a new file, which I have here, and then you want to do your first line of HTML code, and this line is actually going to allow the page that we are saving to understand that we are using HTML code. So you just type in doctype HTML and you do the greater than sign. So once you have that, I just want you guys to understand how to save it as a HTML file, a .html file. So go ahead and do save as, and then you'll open this up here, and then you can save it into the file area that you had set up in XAMPP. Alright, so I'll make a tutorial on how to do that, a newer tutorial on how to do all of this later, but you guys should get the basic idea from that previous video and from what I'm showing you now. So I have mine just simply saved as example.html. You guys can name it whatever you want. In order to get it as a .html file, we do it as a save type here at the bottom. And we see that I have selected HTML. Now there's obviously many other languages that we can save this as, but in order for us to save it and it to work on our web browser, we need to do a save as .html. Okay, so we see that here. You select HTML and then you hit save. So I'm just going to cancel that because I don't want to change anything. Now, when you want to see that that is working, you just go into Google, and here's a goodie of one of my websites that I'm working on right now. But you just go into localhost, and then I already have it saved as example.html, but you just do localhost / example.html. And I made a TikTok video showing people how to do this, as you guys can see, but we're gonna change that up here. All right, so we got example.html file. I'm gonna save it so that way you guys can see nothing important is happening here. And how the heck did I get a hello TikTok? Now there's nothing. Okay, so we got a blank slate. So within our HTML code, we're going to go below the doc type HTML just by pressing enter, and we're going to enter in HTML again. Alright, so we got opening and closing tags. When we're doing opening tags, you guys can see that there is no important information here, or backslash, or any other weird exclamation point or anything, right? Once we're down below this doc type HTML tag up here, right? So whenever we have an open tag, in order to begin placing information to be displayed or to be recognized within the file, we always have an open tag with no slash, and then we have at the end of our tag, within that specific container, if you will, a slash HTML or slash whatever it is that we're closing out. This allows the file to be recognized as, okay, we have the proper setup here. Everything contained within this tag shall now be displayed how they are telling me to display it, right? Then we do tags within tags, because we can't just write doctype HTML, right, and then above it try to put something. This defines our entire document that's being created right now, this entire file. Okay, and so does the HTML tag. So what we do is, when we want more information to be displayed onto the web page, we put our tags within tags. Now you'll see some people, they just do it like this, right? And you see that, and it kind of gets confusing. It's all in line. Well, we don't want to do that. We kind of want to recognize, oh, okay, we have our tag within our tag. So I hit tab on the body tag, and I'll explain what that is in a little bit. But right now, I just want each of you to see the structure of HTML language. So we see, oh, there's a difference here, right? We got this body tag within the HTML tags, and what the body tag does is basically everything on that web page, visually speaking. So let's go over to our Google here, and everything on the web page in this area, this white area, is the body tag. Okay, most everything's going to appear in there. However, we can do something like a title tag. And what this does is, when people visit your website, they will be able to see on their tab that, you know, the name of that website or whatever you want to put in there. For me, it's just a hello YouTube, right? So we go over and we're going to refresh this, and we can see up in the upper left hand corner, it says hello YouTube localhost. Now once you get a web address and bind it to your server, it will be hello YouTube at, let's just say, infosecoperator.com or whatever, you know, web address that you choose, right? So that's our title tag. But right now I just want each of you to see this structure starting to form. So once we get into the body of the page and of these tags, we want to put our paragraphs, our links, our images, whatever, inside the body of the web page that we are designing. So what I did is I just defined a paragraph, and you can do paragraph 1, paragraph 2. So for example, you would do P1 and then open and close tags for P1. That way later on, once you get into CSS, you can start calling to these specific parts to be designed visually. But for right now, we're just going to stick with this. Hello, YouTube. So now I'm just going to save this and see what happens. What did we do? Did we change something? Did we just create something dumb? And here you have your first words on your web page. Okay. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to create what do I want to show each of you? We're going to create a heading. So above our paragraph, we want a heading, a title rather, H1, and that just describes that it's going to be a title. And we're going to just say, please subscribe. Now, what happens here? What happens when we put a heading in? We saved it, and make sure every time you guys save, every time you guys edit your file, make sure you save it before you refresh, or it's not going to recognize that something has been changed to that file. But as we can see, we now got a title and a little bit of paragraph. Now I should have switched that around. I should have done my title as hello YouTube, please subscribe, but I'm just giving you guys some examples on what we do. Alright, now with this we can now see we slide over our paragraph and keep the heading in back a little bit, and now we see that we have multiple things going on here. It's nice, it's neat, it's organized, it's starting to look nice and flowful. It's actually working on our web page, etc., etc. So in the next video, I'm going to show each of you how to actually start adding some links, getting it looking pretty with some background images or colors or whatever. So we'll do some styling, etc., etc. I just wanted each of you to get some words up onto a localhost page from a server, and you guys are now see and are capable of creating your very first HTML web page. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel for more web development, programming, ethical hacking, security networks, everything computer science and information technology. And I will see each of you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. InfoSec Operator out.